In this podcast episode, John Shahidi, the secret mastermind behind Fullsend and Happy Dad, shares the secrets behind his success. He discusses his role within the business and how he came on board to help build the business around the Nelk Empire. Shahidi emphasizes that the success of Nelk comes from both himself and Kyle, who is a sharp businessman. They have a balanced partnership where Shahidi focuses more on the business side while Kyle is more involved in the creative side. Shahidi explains how he got involved in the creator economy and bridging the gap between creators and business. He talks about his experience with Vine and how he saw the growth of Vine creators. He recognized the opportunity to support these creators and be a part of their success. He also mentions his previous work with Floyd Mayweather and how they launched Floyd's YouTube channel, which was one of the first instances of a mainstream celebrity creating original content on YouTube. The conversation then shifts to the creation of Happy Dad, a hard seltzer brand. Shahidi explains that they saw an opportunity in the growing seltzer category, which was primarily targeting females. They decided to focus on the male audience and created a brand that resembled beer rather than the typical skinny can associated with seltzers. Shahidi also discusses the success of Happy Mom, a raspberry-flavored seltzer launched on Mother's Day, which sold out in one day. The podcast delves into the challenges of expanding the Happy Dad brand. Shahidi explains that they are taking their time to expand because they are an independent company. They establish relationships with distributors and retailers manually, meeting with them personally to ensure the success of the brand. They have a team of area success managers who work with the stores and make sure the products are well represented. Shahidi also discusses the reception of the Happy Dad brand by big brands like Walmart. He explains that when they first launched Happy Dad, people were skeptical of creators, but they have proven themselves over time. He mentions that smaller creators can also succeed in creating their own products if they have the drive and put in the work. He gives examples of creators like Keemstar and Bradley Martin, who he believes have the potential to create successful products. Shahidi continues by talking about his early career and how he witnessed the challenges faced by creators on YouTube, particularly when it came to dealing with algorithm changes and channel deletions. He mentions that many creators would give up after their channels were deleted, but he admired those who persisted and started new channels even after facing setbacks. He also mentions that Happy Dad is constantly hiring at the executive level due to its rapid growth. Shahidi explains the process of creating Happy Dad, from the breweries that produce the product to the distributors who deliver it to retailers. He also discusses the marketing and social media efforts involved in promoting the brand. When asked about the ownership of Happy Dad, Shahidi mentions that he and his brother play key roles in operations, while other members of the executive team handle flavoring, brewery relationships, sales, and marketing. The conversation then shifts to the topic of Nelk and Shahidi's decision to work with Kyle. He explains that he was drawn to Kyle's drive and determination, and he believed in the potential of Nelk's brand. Shahidi also mentions that he has worked with other high-profile individuals such as Justin Bieber and Floyd Mayweather, but he chose to focus on Nelk because he saw the most potential in them. When asked about the relationship between Jake and Logan Paul, Shahidi explains that they prefer to keep their businesses separate. He mentions that they have a competitive dynamic and constantly strive to one-up each other. However, he also emphasizes that they support each other when it matters and have a strong bond as brothers. The conversation then delves into the future of content creation and the role of creators in the business world. Shahidi advises creators to adapt to the changing landscape and embrace new platforms and formats. He also discusses the importance of building a network and mentions that his connection with high-profile individuals allows him to support creators and help them grow. Shahidi shares his thoughts on X, the platform owned by Elon Musk, and encourages creators to consider uploading their content there. He believes that X has the potential to become a major player in the video space and offers more advanced features than other platforms. He also mentions that Elon Musk cares about creators and is interested in supporting them. The conversation continues with a discussion about the challenges faced by creators on YouTube and alternative platforms such as Rumble. Shahidi mentions that Rumble is working on building relationships with content creators and improving its product. He also addresses the rumors of large sums of money being offered to creators and suggests that many of these claims may not be true. The discussion then delves into the topic of creator deals and the potential risks for creators. Shahidi explains that many deals in the industry are structured similarly to record label deals, where the platform or brand takes a significant portion of the revenue. He believes that this model may not be sustainable in the long run and that creators should be cautious when entering into such agreements. He advises creators to focus on building their own channels and not rely solely on exclusive deals with platforms. The conversation then touches on the topic of record labels and their negative reputation in the music industry. Shahidi draws parallels between the record label model and the current model adopted by some platforms in the creator space. He believes that creators should be wary of signing deals that limit their freedom and potential earnings. He emphasizes the importance of creators maintaining control over their content and exploring different platforms to maximize their reach and revenue. Shahidi also discusses the value of having a great conversation in a podcast. He believes that having engaging and meaningful discussions is more important than having high-profile guests. He emphasizes the importance of distribution and being available on various platforms to reach a wider audience. The conversation then shifts to the future of the creator space and the potential impact of AI and virtual reality. Shahidi expresses his concerns about the potential negative effects of VR and the metaverse. He worries that people may become too immersed in virtual experiences and neglect real-life interactions. However, he also acknowledges the potential positive aspects of VR, such as providing unique experiences for individuals who may not have access to certain events or locations. Shahidi also briefly discusses his experience with launching an NFT project called Metacard. He explains that they initially focused on creating a fan club-like experience for their audience but realized that it was not a sustainable long-term business model. They are now exploring new avenues, such as launching a premium beef jerky product and offering equity to certain Metacard holders. The conversation then shifts to the importance of work-life balance. John emphasizes the need to find a balance between work and personal relationships. He shares his own experience of being a workaholic in the past and how he has learned to prioritize his personal life. He also highlights the role of parenting in shaping the younger generation's relationship with technology and the importance of setting boundaries. The hosts ask John about his marriage and how he manages to balance his busy schedule with his relationship. John explains that he prioritizes his wife's time and sets aside weekends and after-work hours for her. He also credits his team at Fullsend and Happy Dad for allowing him to delegate tasks and not be solely responsible for every aspect of the business. The conversation then delves into decision-making and the balance between taking action and thinking things through. John shares his approach of taking action and developing ideas as he goes, rather than overthinking and delaying progress. He also emphasizes the importance of seeking input from trusted individuals and being open to challenges and feedback. The hosts ask John about his thoughts on when to know if something is worth pursuing or if it's time to move on. John explains that everything they do at Fullsend and Happy Dad is connected to their main focus, which is the Happy Dad brand. He believes that as long as they continue to innovate and expand within that focus, there is no endgame for him. He expresses his love for the work he does and the people he works with, making it difficult for him to envision a point where he would want to stop. The conversation touches on the challenges of working with talent and signing partnerships. John discusses the importance of aligning with the brand's vision and values and how some partnerships may not work out due to a lack of understanding or connection with the audience. He highlights the success of Steiny's podcast, which has resonated well with the audience and has been able to thrive without micromanagement. The hosts inquire about future plans and projects that John is excited about. He mentions the expansion of Happy Dad into more states and countries, such as Canada. He also talks about the growth of their podcast network and the potential for more podcasts in the future. John expresses his enthusiasm for the buzzing atmosphere at the office and his love for being an example for others in the industry. Towards the end of the podcast, the hosts ask John about his thoughts on when enough is enough. John admits that he doesn't have a clear answer to that question. He explains that he is currently enjoying the work he does and the people he works with, making it difficult for him to envision a point where he would want to stop. He mentions the possibility of buying islands and continuing to work on new projects with his partners.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe.